On October 1st, 1975, two men walked into the ring in Manila. It's an island in the Philippines. I don't know how you're supposed to say that, Manila, Philippines. I don't know. But they walked into a ring in the Philippines, and for 14 rounds, they showed human will to survive. Journalists, even today, still struggle to describe it. The whole world watched as the Thrilla in Manila, as it's called in the boxing community, took place. On April 11th of this year, Tyson Fury fought and defeated by unanimous decision a guy whose name I cannot pronounce, but it's something like Mahmoud. It was a heavyweight fight, not a title fight, but it doesn't matter because did you know he fought? Did you even know who the heavyweight champion is? I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's Tyson Fury. Maybe it's LeBron. It could be anybody. How did boxing go from the premier sport or a top sport to now we don't even know who it is? That's not anybody other than boxing's fault. It's not bad luck or even the UFC trying to poach viewers. That's just boxing doing boxing's thing. Like I said, it used to be the premier sport. The champions were celebrities. The title fights were national events like the Super Bowl. The heavyweight champion was, you may as well go ahead and crown him king, because everybody in the world knew him. Boxing produced people like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Joe Louis. These big, larger-than-life figures that we know, all from one sport. But that world and that level of boxing is long gone, and we'll probably never get back to it. When Muhammad Ali was the champ, he was the champ. It was just him. He was the heavyweight champ of the world. But now there's 4 different sanctioning bodies. There's the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, not to be confused with the IDF, totally different, IBF, and WBO. At any one point in time, a person could come up to you and go, I'm the heavyweight champion. And you'd go, I don't know if you're lying right now. And they could be not, because there could be up to like 10 people. Because everybody's got champions, super champions, interim champions, and then even sometimes franchise champions. Do not ask me what any of those mean. But when there's so many champions and there's so many belts and there's so much financial incentive to make more champions and more titles and more belts, the term champion becomes almost irrelevant. Like, imagine if the NFL had 4 Super Bowls a year and 4 different teams won it each year. You'd be like, I don't care. What helped boxing grow so much in the beginning is it was free on TV. Well, not the beginning, but the beginning of televised boxing. It was free. A casual viewer could just randomly flip to it and be like, oh, this is very interesting, and watch it. That doesn't happen anymore. Now you have to have a pay-per-view. And matter of fact, you have to have 4 different streaming services and still buy the pay-per-view. It's a whole debacle. I don't quite understand it. Pay-per-view ruined it. It ruined casual fans growing passionate because I don't want to spend $80, $90, even $100 on a fight that I really have no vested interest in. Like one of the biggest fights of our generation, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, was $100. One big Benjamin. I don't even have that lying around to show you. Like, it's all in trusts and stuff, and like, it's in the stock market and such, and the NASDAQ and such. But after the final bell rung, everybody would say, oh yeah, I feel like I kind of got scammed. I should have paid maybe $25, maybe $15. You know what, I'll be generous and pay $10 for that. Because the fight was not what it was expected to be for $100. And boxing right now has no home. It's on DAZN, ESPN+, Showtime, Prime Video, cable. But you have to still have a streaming service and buy the pay-per-view. A whole nother debacle. When it's not accessible like that, it kills the casual fan or just even the community because not everybody is going to be able to afford all these different streaming services. That's what the UFC did differently than boxing. The UFC was like, hey, we're going to be on ESPN Plus. Now you still have to buy ESPN Plus and then you still have to, pay for the pay-per-view, but at least you only have to pay for ESPN Plus. You don't have to pay for ESPN Plus, DAZN, Showtime, Prime Video, Xbox Live, YouTube TV, YouTube Premium, Fortnite Crew. The UFC was like, hey, you just have to buy one. And now they're on Peacock, I think, and that's even cheaper than ESPN Plus, I think. And I don't even know if you have to buy the pay-per-view anymore. Anyway, it's just better to stick to one platform because you'll grow a community. If I was trying to do YouTube, Twitter, Patreon, or whatever, it wouldn't go anywhere because I'm strung out through too many things, and people just can't follow you on all these platforms. I think probably the final nail in the coffin, and a lot of people would agree with this for boxing, was that Jake Paul was the biggest boxer. When you saw Jake Paul was fighting blank, you were like, oh, actually, that's the first time I've heard of boxing. I'm gonna watch that. Oh, wait, Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson? Isn't Mike Tyson like 74? Hey, isn't Mike Tyson 94? Matter of fact, he just turned 102 last year. How is he going to fight him? And so you tuned into it. And there's so many talented fighters right now, right? I already said Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Crawford, Canelo, all these big guys, extraordinary talents, right? In the ring, they're just unhuman athletes. But the promoters and the people in charge of boxing choose the money every time. They don't choose the culture, building a fan group. And it's really coming back to bite them because they're probably not making as much money as they would if they were, the UFC type of deal where they're choosing the community. Like the promoters choose the deals, the sanctioning bodies choose the fees, the networks choose exclusivity, and that's the stupidest thing you could do as a network. You're like, I'm going to make it exclusive so people want to join it. If people don't want to join it when it's not exclusive, what makes you think they're going to want to join it when it is exclusive? This sucks for boxing because boxing was it was one of the purest sports. Like, it's just you and another guy just fighting it out. 14, 13, 15 rounds, depending on whatever, 9 rounds maybe if you're 102 fighting Jake Paul. But it's 2 people, 1 ring. It's just skill, will, courage, and no way to hide. You just have to face your fear. But it sucks because, like I said, boxing is a pure sport, but the promoters and the people in charge and anybody in power chose the money over the community and the way to build boxing up. So it's not the UFC's fault. It's not they had bad luck. It's not just YouTube stars took over. It's boxing's fault. It's nobody but boxing's fault. Boxing chose to kill itself.